encourage and support such initiatives and attract more commercial banks on it. So that's what I have seen, that's what I have observed on this solar home system market during these past 5 years. From my point of view, a new market is emerging, growing fast, with significant results for the customers who can access to affordable and sustainable products and services. So, what are the challenges to support the scaling up, not of a few entrepreneurs, but of a new market? I will sum it in 2 points, and I will share that with you. First of all, for me, a main challenge is to attract talents. For such a booming sector, HR is a key issue. In most of the geographies, not only are skilled persons rare, but local talents are quite expensive and also volatile. We need capacity building. We need to raise leaders. Second point, I think is very relevant here in IDB headquarters. We need to attract financing. We need to attract investors, both in debt and in equity. We get to see more and more a new kind of investor, more and more impact investor, as Rassembleur d'énergie, other corporate, other impact investment fund dedicated also to energy. We see a bit of venture capital coming, a bit, okay. Indeed, the DFIs, such as Proparco, the French Development Bank, FMO, Dutch Development Bank, Electricify, a European fund dedicated to energy, of course, ADB, they find their way into this small-scale industry. I would like here to highlight the commitment of ADB in supporting enterprises providing energy access solutions and the highly valued collaboration we have with Dr. Yongping Zhai and all the team in charge. For me, as investor, it's key to source the best entrepreneurs, but moreover, to have partners, co-investors, sharing the same vision, the same values, and looking for the development of population and territories. In some recent article, IFC and Gogla point out these becoming market leaders in off-grid energy access. We have invested in some of them, such as Simpa Network in India, Phoenix in Uganda, Bbox in Rwanda and Kenya, PEG in Ghana, Ilumexico in Mexico, or Kingo in Guatemala. They will need to continue to grow at an accelerated rate to serve part of these 1.2 billion of people who lack electricity. To sustain such rapid extension, they will need to access to a significant amount of commercial local currency debt financing. I think IDB is the most advanced organization on this field of energy access, and we are very happy to see and to hear all the work done here in order to support these new emerging markets. So to conclude, I think that there are many reasons to remain optimistic about the future of this industry. It's a new market, emerging very fast, new solutions, new clients, new investors. We see real solutions for people without energy access and with very low incomes. We see tremendous impacts on the field. We see impressive entrepreneurs innovating and improving every day their processes and services. We see new kind of investors coming and co-creating new tools, such as here in the room. It's not enough if we want to secure the growth of this market. Some key actors, for example, are still missing: the commercial banks. I think we need, I agree, to invite more commercial banks next year, but also venture capital and other impact investors. So to give energy access to all, we need everybody around the table able to put grants, equity, debt, guarantees, and capacity building in order to facilitate the scale-up of this new market and to contribute to get more than 1 billion of people out of the dark. Thank you very much. I didn't use my glasses. I didn't use my glasses. You see, huh?
Merci beaucoup mille fois, Kun Lo. That was a wonderful talk. Thank you very much. We will try. We've had mixed success in getting the banks and the venture capitalists and the investors here. We're at 10%. Let's maybe set a metric next year of 20. How about that? So now we have our final keynote, the innovator. His name is Ingo Puhl. He is the director for strategy and a co-founder of South Pole Group. I've had the honor and privilege of knowing Ingo over the last 6 years. He's a fellow citizen of the City of Angels, Bangkok. Ingo began his career in clean energy as a consultant to the World Bank in 1995 and became a pioneer in the emerging international carbon market. After relocating to Bangkok in 2005, he led South Pole's efforts to develop a carbon finance-backed clean energy project portfolio in Asia, which currently consists of about 150 projects. In his current capacity for the South Pole Group, he works on innovation projects to accelerate the transition to a low-carbon economy. He also has a side job, which I think you'll find quite interesting. Did you bring any of this product? He is the co-founder of a product called Wapao, and it's a different kind of green energy company that produces a highly sustainable algae-based, high-protein, frozen superfood snack made in Thailand, made on rooftops in Thailand. So it's a very interesting thing. So the title of his talk, this is really, you have to listen very closely because there's a lot in it. Embracing Transformation in the Asian Energy Sector, How Solar Power Generation, Storage, Blockchain Technology, and Swarm Intelligence are turning things upside down. Ingo?
I decided to rename the talk to make it a bit easier. I'm just calling it now Awesome User Experiences Driving the Energy Transformation. But first, thank you to ADB. Thank you for the ASAF chair and the co-chairs for inviting me to share my thoughts and for bringing this Asian clean energy community together. When Peter approached me with this, his demand was for me to be inspirational. So when thinking about what to say, I remembered a live radio interview that I gave for a radio station in Singapore on the topic of Singapore, a zero-waste city. And then in the interview, I talked about all the things one can do around the 3 Rs, reduce, reduce, recycle. I spoke like an expert. But walking out of the station, I felt very unhappy, and it took a moment for me to figure out why. The interview aired at 6 p.m. when people on the radio were on their way home from work, tired after a long day. I realized that these people did not deserve an expert lecture. What they deserved was a story, entertainment, a chance to be inspired, maybe a chance to dream a little on the way home. So this is how I want to use this speaking opportunity, because I believe that you have already heard all the facts that you need to hear. Very soon after this, you will be on your way home, digesting the mountain of information from all the presentations and conversations that you have had here. So let me take off my usual expert hat and put on my storytelling hat. So here we go. Once upon a time. And now I need technology. I know I can do this. Or not. Oh, here we go. Not that long ago, as alluded to earlier, people everywhere used horses as a means of transport. A lot of horses, powered by a lot of biofuel, producing a lot of, let's say, manure. As a result, Cities were drowning in horse manure and dead horses rotting in the streets, adding to an additional flavor to this disaster zone. Starting in 1892, I don't know if you remember this, the international community organized conferences to discuss the mitigation and adaptation to the horse manure crisis. The experts of the day predicted that New York and London would be covered in 6 feet of horse manure by the year 1920. Okay, maybe the battery, or maybe me. Or can I say next slide? Okay. We know that this never happened, right? Okay. Not because of the success of these international conferences, but because the Elon Musk of the day, a guy called Henry Ford, created a much improved and scalable mode of transport with a much better user experience. The advertisements of the time reflect on the superior utility of cars, how owning one makes the owner more attractive, how they can be used to create additional income, and also note that these cars were at least 5 times more expensive than a nice horse. This innovation proved to be transformative. Within 20 years, horses disappeared from the cityscape. First because of early adopters, and later because the regulation caught up and actually banned them from cities. The US horse population dropped from around 26 million in 1915 to 3 million by 1960. What happened to the owners of the horse stables and the manure removal industry? They disappeared. Let's fast forward and look at another transformational story from the telecom sector. The first generation of telephones was disruptive, replacing the written word, mail, and messengers. Then they became a utility provided by natural monopolies and quite boring. Then innovation around radio signal transmission and processing led to the emergence of the cell phone, circumventing the owners of the existing fixed-line infrastructure and quickly making it redundant in developed countries. Developing countries who never had that infrastructure leapfrogged. Then technology innovation led to exponential increase of storage density and cost reductions. Smartphones disrupted the rather clunky mobile phones. They look beautiful and provide supreme utility: camera, GPS, music player, email, video, banking, payment, social media, the list goes on. Note again that these products were again 10 times more expensive than what they replaced. The CEO of Nokia must have thought that these costs would distract many consumers when he said that only 3% of all phone users would switch to a smartphone. We all know how things went for Nokia. What should we in clean energy learn from this experience? While these transformational products were enabled by technological breakthroughs on the back end, their rapid adoption was driven by their superior usefulness, value to the user, and inspirational user experience. They were transformative not because they provided a cheaper solution to a need, but because they were desirable and provided additional utility to users. Now let's talk about the ongoing transformation in the energy system. We are already seeing the exponential cost reductions that preceded prior transformative system changes. But let's look now at the additional utility and the consumer experience of clean energy. So this is what energy use looks like in a fossil-based utility world, right? Now let's look at this customer experience in a solar economy distributed energy world. Actually, sorry, it's actually the same slide. I kind of missed this because you don't know where the energy comes from, right? you don't know if this is clean tech or not. That means there is no alternative user experience if you live in a grid-connected world. Now, if you are off-grid, the change to the user experience becomes a little bit more visible. And of course, there's another kind of user experience. If you are a fan of Elon Musk, like myself, and you buy a car that has an insane modus, this is what the user experience looks like once you accelerate in your Tesla. My point is, what we need to think more about in clean energy is the much improved and inspirational user experience that is provided by clean energy. I believe that if we want this renewable energy transition to take place, we cannot only talk about engineering and economics of clean energy, but the additional value of products powered by clean energy. We need to inspire, provide value that goes far beyond providing energy service, and create the products and services that are simple to use, add value, and are inspirational. Steve Jobs knew this, and Elon Musk knows this. They are torturing their engineers to simplify the human-to-machine interface, improve usefulness, and create beautiful products. I would like to challenge our community on this. We already have a lot of engineers, development workers, and policy folks. Let's bring in the industrial designers, the artists, and the crazy ones. Let's move beyond economics and engineering and create products that also appeal to our core human traits of compassion, mindfulness, aesthetics, and faith. Being in the Philippines, I believe it's okay for me to refer to Pope Francis, as he has spoken extensively about this topic. And I would like to add my 2 cents. The sun shines for free onto every living being on this planet. I think that clean energy transformation will allow the many to harvest a share of this natural wealth and turn it into income for the many. We now have the technologies, the software, the processes, and the capacity to build this value chain. I think that the disruptive product of the clean energy transformation will create income, value, and investment opportunity in addition to energy service for its users, owners of real estate, service providers, entrepreneurs, and investors. We have the solar panels to convert radiation into electric energy in all shapes and sizes. We have self-regulating, scalable solar energy systems that, by using swarm logic, allow limitless scaling of solar home solutions into microgrids, to mini-grids, to on-grid integration. We have smart meters that report performance and enable pay-as-you-go solutions to protect investors from commercial risk. We have numerous and affordable storage solutions to manage load peaks. We have the clean tech entrepreneurs, local installers, and component providers with the ability to integrate the different components. We have the service providers, especially from the mobile phone industry, to process payment and are comfortable with the financing of equipment on the basis of flat service level dependent monthly rates. We have a real estate industry that is very comfortable with the financing of yield-generating fixed assets, including solar roofs. We have emerging blockchain technology-powered solutions to connect the pieces of this puzzle and to operate completely autonomous energy systems in terms of energy delivery, operation management, payment, and financing. This actually includes not only renewable energy, but energy efficiency as well. Just imagine electricity meters that, when linked to the blockchain, actually become bank accounts, stores of value that automatically and instantly process payments between users, producers, and storage service providers. Going one step further, we will be able to securitize the future income from such meters to create investment products that will fund the expansion of this solar economy for those who do not have the resources to put this sun-to-money converter onto their own roof. We can even go one step further. I am sure that you have heard about the recent surge of the Bitcoin price and the emergence of other digital currencies as a new store of value? How about we are using the production of a megawatt hour of solar power as a proof to create a cryptocurrency coin as a store of value? Would that not be awesome? Now, in fact, that reality is already here. That new digital currency, a unit of which is created whenever the production of a megawatt hour of solar power is verified, exists. This is called Solar Coin. It's a tradable trading commodity, and you can see on this slide that it's performing quite well and its market cap is increasing. I actually have some, and I'm using it to pay for my coffee whenever I can. So just imagine this: digital money that shows up in a user wallet when the sun shines. To me, this sounds like an awesome user experience. This transition has started. It is moving at an exponential speed. Unfortunately, as history teaches us again and again, the concept of exponential growth is poorly understood in real-life applications, and I'm sorry to say, and I must admit, that I've seen at least a few slides around here that confirm that this is unfortunately still true. Exponential transformation means one simple thing. The exponential growth of solar in the past years has been steady, but making a small dent in the overall energy picture. But just what happens when we extrapolate past growth figures? It means that just using historic growth figures, in the next 10 years, solar output will exceed projected total primary energy demand. Well, doesn't look like much now, but just keep going and you will see. I'm sure you all know the analogy with the chess field, the chessboard, and the rice. If we start with one corner of rice on the first field and duplicate on every further field, doing that 64 times, we are running out of rice in the world. We cannot put enough rice on that chessboard. So what does it mean for us? You all know how hard we worked for the past 10 years. And now look at what's ahead of us. We are in for a very, very big exponential disruptive ride. We will see this transformation, and we're already seeing it, starting at the fringes of the existing energy system. It will then move towards its center until the center also transforms into a peer-to-peer network. The result of this is a future where the energy of the sun provides basic income to many, pulls most of the poor out of poverty, reallocates massive amounts of capital into productive clean assets, reduces demand for oil, gas, and coal, thus reducing the geopolitical conflict potential of these resources, mitigates climate change and the nasty consequences of its impact. And I do think that from the perspective of our planet and humanity, this is also an awesome user experience. Thank you very much.
Great. And no offense, Ingo, but the moment everyone's been waiting for is coming now, the iPads. Awesome speech. Thank you. Okay, so I'd like to invite the chair of ASIF, Priyantha Wijayatunga, to be the master of ceremonies for the iPad Awards.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to almost to the end of our very fantastic 4 days of sessions, pre-forum as well as main forum sessions, and probably as Peter said, one of the most exciting parts of ASF is this raffle draw. And I very well know that you are here not because of the iPads, but you love all these sessions and the speeches. So it would be nice to have you all here, and it's almost full, and quite attractive to see such a large crowd in this final session. Let me now start off with the raffle draw. And everybody who is, who has filled in these survey forms probably are the ones eligible for this raffle draw, I suppose. And if you have not filled in those survey forms, you are not eligible. That's what I heard. Is that right, Peter? Yes. Okay. Shall we start with the raffle draw now? The way it goes is I will once, it automatically runs, as you can see. Okay, the first, I can't see properly. Is it 053412? Is that right? It's 053412, the one who holds that number. Okay. 3, 2, 1. If he's not there, we'll go for another one. Yes. Angelica? Yeah. 053514. Anybody holding that number? It seems not. By any chance, if you have this number, please get up. Otherwise, I can't see. It's such a large room. Okay? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for the next round. Okay, 52822. Anybody having that number? Yes, there you are. Thank you. So let me request you to line up somewhere here. The distribution will take place together, all the iPads. Yes. Okay. Anybody having 53201? 52301. 53201. No? 3, 2, 1. Okay, next round. 53063. 53063. No? 3, 2, 1. Next. 53113. 53113. Okay, next one. 53000. Anybody having that number? This is quite strange. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Next one. 53585. 53585. Anybody having this number? 3, 2, 1. Okay, next go. 52722. Please check your numbers. You are going to miss otherwise. 52722. Anybody with that number? 3, 2, 1. Okay, next one. 52674. Anybody having that number? 52674. No? Oh, that's you? Yeah, okay. Next one. 53500. 53500. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Next one. 53020. No? 3, 2, 1. Okay, next round. 53730. Anybody with that number? Yeah? 53730. Okay. No? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Next one. 53032. 53032. Now, next one. 53032. That's strange. No, it's the same number. I don't know why it's the same number. Yeah. It's not really random, it seems. 53546. Anybody having that number? 53546. No? Okay, next one. We have 8 iPads, so we have to run until it becomes 8. 53730. Anybody with this number? 53730? No? Okay. 53410. 53410. Yeah? Yeah, that's better. That's better. Otherwise, we will go on. Yeah. Okay. We will ask. We will ask. Yes. Okay. We'll change the methodology to make it. Yeah. So we have the Vice President Operations 1, Mr. Wencai Zhang, here on the stage, and we have Yomping Jai helping him to make a better draw than what we had. Okay, please. Yes.
This might be more reliable, right? So by the traditional way, right? I try to
Yes,
pick up.
good.
Okay, please. Yeah.
52749. Anybody in the room? 52749. No? Just missed it. Okay. 52749? Well, good.
You see?
Okay. Excellent. Please. Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many more?
1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more.
3 more.
3 more. Okay.
Sorry.
So,
5 more.
5 more.
52714. 52714.
okay, the lady.
Yes.
Okay, it's a cycle, right?
Please.
要 reshuffle， 别再重复了。
Reshuffle.
Okay, should be okay. All right. So another one.
Okay. 52798. 52798. Yes. Great. So 3 more.
Okay, shuffle it. Maybe, right? Shuffling, okay. All right. Okay. Try something else. Okay.
52762. Anybody with 52762? 52762. Good. Okay. So the last 2 to go.
That's 2.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I try this one, maybe.
Okay,
The
maybe
bottom.
from the middle.
Bottom?
Let's see. Yeah, now maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. 52727. 52727. Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
Try the one on the top.
Yes. Good. 52726. 52726. There you go. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. I think we are done, right? Yeah. We have 8. We have 8, right? Okay.
10?
Yeah.
No, that's
No, that's it. Okay. Yeah, you wait. You wait. We have 8. Okay. Okay, now please come to the stage. You can have the photographs on the stage. Yeah, please come on to the stage. Now we request Vice President Wencai Zhang to distribute the iPads. Ladies and gentlemen, these iPads have been sponsored by the Islamic Development Bank, and we thank Islamic Development Bank for their generous support. They have been with us for some time. And we see the representative, Mr. Farid Khan. Thank you very much. It's a photo opportunity. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So the lesson is have a plan B. The irony is just amazing. And thank you, Yongping, for helping us go back to the basics of hard copy. Yeah. Well, that was exciting. And thank you, Priyantha. Somebody torpedoed you. Well, next time we'll have a plan B. So I would like to, with great pleasure, invite Mr. Zhang Wencai. He's the Vice President, Operations 1 for ADB, to formally close the 12th Asia Clean Energy Forum. Just a little bit of background. Before joining ADB, he was the Director General of the Department of External Economic Cooperation at the Ministry of Finance of the People's Republic of China. He served as Deputy Director General for the International Department of the Ministry of Finance from 2004 to July to 2012, and where he worked with various multilateral initiatives, including the G20, ASEAN Plus 3, ASEAN, and the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or APEC. From 2007 to 2009, he was the Executive Director for People's Republic of China here at ADB. And from 1993 to 1996, he was the advisor to the Executive Director of the People's Republic of China at the World Bank in Washington, D.C. And it's with great pleasure that I invite Mr. Zhang to give the closing remarks.
Okay, thank you, Peter, and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And I should say that I'm very pleased to be here. I remember last year I was here also, to make closing remarks. And but even this year, I say that we even have a more successful, discussion. And I can see from the topic, right? We focus on a very broad kind of topic, including energy access, energy efficiency, and renewable energy, and also the future clean technology, clean energy. So we try to cover, many things, and I can see that, we all benefit. A lot of people really, from the survey, right? Still, most of the people are very happy with are satisfied with the discussion. Of course, many colleagues also mentioned about how we can further improve our, futures dialogue and discussion. Certainly, we ADB will work with other, partners and sponsors, try to see how we can further improve our dialogue in the future. So I think a lot of suggestions already mentioned, just now. So I would like, really to thank all of you for this very active and very, strong, very active participation and strong support to this forum. And I should also thank our co-organizers, USAID and Korea Energy Agency, right, for support to this program. And I think many attendees are here. I think a lot of people, right, are here for the first time. But still, many also are also a returning participant who have attended, multiple forums. Ensuring this, that the forum really is appealing to both of these audiences is challenging for planning, and which lead to experimentation with the format, deep dive workshops and sessions, such as you have experienced this year with the new schedule. But what remains constant year after year is the commitment to ensure that the forum is an event that serves the wide clean energy stakeholders community. This includes the members of the government whose constituents benefit from clean energy, developers whose job is to overcome the challenges of the deployment, and also those who work to finance clean energy projects. This year, our main topics has focused on the future. In his opening statement, ADB President Nakol spoke of the new ADB initiatives, such as our high-level technology fund, which will help to greatly increase our deployment of cutting-edge clean technology, allowing our DMC to leapfrog in the clean energy development. In this, earlier plenaries, we were given the micro-level analysis of trends and potential the action to meet the sustainability goals in energy from the leading expert in energy sectors. This includes Mrs. Vivian Foster of World Bank, and Mr. Paul Simons of International Energy Agencies, and Mr. Song Xian Shen of International Energy Forum. Likewise, and the deep dive workshops were also looking at the future directions, such as the potential of the electrical vehicles, right, in Asia, the need to structure the energy transition to make this a just transition in developing countries, the newest, most innovative support mechanism, such as reverse auctions for the clean energy, and always exciting and dynamic world of the startup who are pursuing the limits of clean energy applications. The narrative for the future for clean energies continue through the discussion session of the main forum, where we have overcome many challenges over the last 50 years. Work remains. We now face more expensive challenges to accelerate the deployment of the clean energy technology to ensure we continue to be on the path to a sustainable future. On behalf of Asian development, I can see that our commitment as strong as forever. Clean energy development will remain the focal point of our work to increase the climate change mitigations, growing our climate finance target to $3 billion per year in the energy sector. You know that we had the commitment by the 2020, right? We will contribute $6 billion for the climate financing, both for the adaptation and the mitigation. So I can tell you that nowadays, when we process each new project, not only in energy sector and in other sector, we will look at our each project's contribution to climate financing. Either contribute to the climate adaptation or mitigations. So of course, project like rooftop solar, kind of energy that can really, contribute a lot to the mitigation side. And of course, many other projects contribute adaptation, particularly in transport sector and some, many other sectors. And by aligning our country plans with our developing member countries' nationally determined contribution, we expect to meet new infrastructure needs with clean energy applications. This gives us opportunity to establish a new base of the quality infrastructure for developing Asia, based on the innovative technologies that will allow the region to leapfrog beyond the old paths of development to a smarter, more sustainable path. With ADB hosting the 12th Asian Clean Energy Forums, observers can no doubt track the equivalent evolution of the ADB's own policies and the investment in clean energy, both of which have been increasingly positive. A new viewpoint introduced during the forum has helped to guide ADB's thinking on clean energy. I strongly believe we are on the right path of solidifying ADB's commitment to supporting the clean energy for even greater levels in the coming years. I think colleagues mentioned about in the future, right? We should not only focus on the high technology, new technology, but also we need to think about how we to further promote the project, right? How we support our poverty reduction, sustainable development in the country. So I think some very good proposal about how we involve more like financial sectors, right? And financial institutions. So that's something we certainly are looking at. Also in ADB, we are trying to mobilize a lot of resources, financial resources, not just from our own money. We issue a green bond. We also try to mobilize more private sector money at the project level through innovative financial instrument or the innovative business model. So I think we can discuss more that kind of things in the future, right? How we can translate what we discussed today into the future's project, specific project design and the project implementations. So I think a lot of things we can do. But of course, policy issues, regulatory issues, these kind of things, right? The train the future, it's also important. We should discuss. But in the future, we should further deepen our discussion, right? How we can do this in our, at the country level, at the sector level, at the project level. So with that, I really want to thank you again for everyone, and may you all, wish you all have a safe trip back to your home. Thank you very much. Thank you.